It's day 10 of my challenge. I'm trying to reach the rating of 2000 before the end of the year, and today there are 3 amazing games and a checkmate in 16 moves. First game, we have the white pieces, we play e4, and we're playing against the Scandinavian. This is one opening that I really don't like for the black pieces. Generally, white always gets an advantage out of the opening, and you just are not following one of the most important principles, going out with the queen too early. Now, the queen is attacked by the knight, so the queen has to be moved again. And white is ready to develop all the pieces. Knight here, this. In this kind of position where the queen is there, I really like to go with the development on the fianchetto. So to play g3 and bishop there. Because this bishop will be super strong on the big diagonal. And also, with the pawn on g3, I'm ready to play bishop here. Now, I want to shortly check. If I play g3, the bishop goes there and is pinning my knight. So, can I play that? I think yes, honestly, should be fine. Because I'm going to play this and maybe even d5. Maybe I was wrong. Maybe I was wrong. No. I think it's alright. So, I will play bishop here attacking the queen. So, the queen has to be moved one more time. Oh, they take their intermezzo. I'm going to take here with the queen, and this queen is still under attack. It's true that they could take this pawn, but in this position, I'm going to take the pawn at any point back. I can take this pawn at any point, right? The only difference is that they can take with the knight here. I didn't see this. Is this a problem? I could take here. Now, we are really playing with fire. We are really playing with fire. I'm attacking this rook, and this queen is hanging at the same time. But this can be taken, and is a check attacking my rook. I have to move my king up. And now the queen has to be moved. And probably this is the strongest check that they have. I go here. This is sick. No, for real. Bang. I think this is good for me. I'm going to take there. I mean, fire for fire. We will analyze this game for sure, because the tactics are really risky. And I'm not completely sure, but I trust my intuition. I also see that at some point there is this bishop check. Now, my king has to move here. There is no other possibility. Let's hope not to get mated. But I think should be safe. Now, I was thinking about this check, which is the only check that the queen has. Well, there is also this check if Madame wants to be sacrificed. Also this check. Okay, this is the only relevant check. Now, I think I will go with the king there. Or maybe not. Well, I could hide just here inside. Yes, I will go here. Yeah, I will go there, and my king is hiding here inside. And the nice part is that I'm not just threatening to take this rook, because I'm also threatening to give this check. And this is the most annoying part of all this situation here. Because, yeah, this king is nearly mated. They are saying basically that after this, they want to cover with the knight. Are they really surviving this? So I will start with the check, because it's for sure good. Let's just, once all these complications are happening, and there is somehow a slow move, like rook, now knight there, now I have the possibility to make another move. And I have shortly to brief in and brief out and not rush. Material, I'm just a pawn down. So I don't have to speed up so much. Also, we can consider that those two pieces are completely not playing. That's why even if I'm a pawn down, strategically, I might have an advantage if I'm not getting mated. Now, there is a rook still under attack, but I can see a very strong move, which is rook there. And honestly, I don't see how black is protecting this position. This knight is in an uncomfortable position, cannot go back. This queen cannot even give a check, cannot go there. And the most urgent problem is this knight. This knight is now attacked by the bishop and by the rook. But the real problem is that after bishop takes, when the rook takes, I'm going with the queen here. And the rook has to cover, and I give mate, everybody. So the biggest problem for black here is that this king is in big danger. And black didn't develop the king side at all. Didn't push even this pawn to develop this bishop and then to castle. So he's 3 moves away. Actually, right now, 4 moves away, because he would have to first move the queen, then push this pawn, then move this bishop away, and then castle. So it's just a huge delay. You might say, Alessia, but your king... Well, my king is actually doing fine on f3. And now we go for it, guys. We give a check. If the queen takes, we are very happy, right? There is no checkmate immediately, but there is a ha-ha. But there is, okay, mate with the queen. Also with the rook was fine. Analysis. Okay, at this position, the move g3 is not perfect. According to the engine, we should play moves like knight b5, attacking the queen, d5, taking even more space in the center. But g3 is still playable, is fine. After bishop here, I made a mistake. I have to play this move. But I didn't understand, because cannot this pawn be taken? Oh, yeah, that's true. Of course not, because I'm just taking here, and I win a piece. After bishop takes, I take the queen, and then I win a piece. So actually, I just had to develop my bishop. But then I'm a little bit under pressure, because this pawn is going, the king is going to castle long, the rook is joining the party, e5 is about to happen. So I'm not such a big fan of this position right now. Anyway, I played bishop f4, which is the only moment where I had a disadvantage in this position. My opponent had to play the move e5, attacking this bishop, and I'm in trouble, because if I take, the queens are traded, and then this knight is hanging. Yeah, whatever I take back, this knight is now hanging. It's true that also this knight is hanging, but after taking here, also the two rooks are under attack. So even this, the rook is taken, and black is basically winning. So e5 was such a powerful move, but this bishop takes is instead a mistake, because after this, actually, bang, that's the best move. And actually, this is nearly winning for white. That's nice. New game, let's go. Rutuya, all the way from India. I always play somebody from India. I think yesterday, 2 players from India. Okay, let's go. So here we go. We are protecting the pawn. And this opening is called the 4 knights because, well, there are 4 knights already out, ready to play. And now I already can consider a very nice idea. Bang. Sacrificing this knight just for a second. Because after knight takes, I'm going to go with the 2 pawns in the center. That's called a fork. Now, this is just honestly a trade of pieces, because white can just give back the piece, take a pawn, and then the material is back to be equal. But here, by taking like this, I'm going to take back, and I have now a nice advantage, the bishop here. My opponent has given away a bishop for a knight. That's not too good. That's why the best move here is very hard to see, but this bishop there. You're protecting the knight, and after pawn takes, you take back, and then we have the same pieces, same material, and the position is roughly equal. Now, my queen is under attack. I will bring my queen all the way back home, because you don't have to go out with the queen too early, and the queen is very safe here. Developing a piece, this is very important. Also pinning this knight, this is very tricky, because if my other knight would join this square, well, this knight is not having a fun time at all. That's why I think they should try to counterattack this this pawn right now. This is not a good square for the queen, I promise. Because once I go there, I'm even attacking the queen. Now, if I play knight here, the queen is taking there with check, so we don't do that. But we have to protect this pawn. I'm considering the move f6. Or maybe also the move just bishop here. Yeah, f6 you always have to be careful, right? Instead this, I can simply play. I'm developing a piece. Yeah, that's great. That's really good. Now, I think the best move would be to go with the queen there. The queen is getting out of the pin. Okay. The queen is attacking, is getting out of the pin. Well, now the knight is no longer pinned. And the queen is attacking the bishop. What to play now? I'm thinking about f5, which is attacking the queen and protecting the bishop. Also, queen here could be an option, because I'm ready to go for a long castle as well. I think this is a very powerful move. Let's go. Also preparing maybe bishop there, attacking this pawn behind. So I think d3 would be really a good move now. Ready to develop the bishop, and also protecting indirectly this pawn. d4 instead. Well, this move has the fire, but I think it's just a mistake. It's too early. Because this knight can be captured. I'm attacking the queen. They have to take back, and then this pawn will be hanging. I mean, I can't take now here because the knight takes and I lost a piece because this pawn is not protected as the pawn is pinned. But intermezzo, intermediate move. This is a very important tactic that really can make the difference in your games. I'm taking back here. With the pawn or with the knight? If I take with the knight, I'm attacking the queen, but this pawn is hanging. Now, usually losing that pawn is not a big deal, especially because I can directly castle and protect the rook, and I'm also attacking this pawn, but then the queen goes back here, and I don't have a way to win a pawn. So probably, if I want to win a pawn, I have to take with the pawn. I have to be careful because this file is going to be opened, and my king is suddenly slightly exposed. But I'm also attacking this pawn, so it's in this knight, so shouldn't be a big problem. Now I have to cover. I need to cover this check, and I think with the knight might be the best. So if we cover with the knight, we're attacking the queen, but this pawn is suddenly hanging. If the queen takes, there is a knight hanging here still, but the rook is also hanging. So we might have to castle, and then this knight can be moved. And I don't know. I'm not sure. We also can cover with the bishop, for example, bishop here or bishop there. If we go with the bishop here, I don't like that there is knight e5, pressuring a little bit. So maybe just bishop there, even if the bishop is slightly exposed. I think there is no way to exploit. Let's say bishop here. I can castle, bishop takes. Yeah, but then knight takes, take, and then they want the pawn back. Okay, we have to be careful. Okay, I think this is the best move. Because even if knight d5 is now a possibility, I'm going to play a very smart move, which is not short castle, but a long castle. Because with my king here, I'm also protecting this pawn, and this will be very important, because every time this knight is moved away, this pawn is hanging, and I don't want to lose that pawn. Wait, I just realized that I was stupid. Because this pawn, if I go long castle, this pawn is hanging. Whoops. So I now have to understand which pawn to give away. And if I go long castle, I will go long castle. I give away this pawn, and I like it, because I have chances to attack. So now, if they want to take this pawn, they need to first take here. I need to take with the knight back, and then they have to take here. That's actually good, honestly, because what? This is bad. Because I can just take here, and I want a piece, yeah? Sometimes the right move order can make a huge difference. A huge difference. Now, I just have an extra piece. Instead, if they would have traded first, and then taken that pawn, the situation is equal. Roughly equal. Maybe I have a slight advantage. Guys, there is a rule in chess that is called en passant. And you can take en passant just at one turn. The rule of the internet world is that you don't have to take. But the rule of the internet world is that you have to take. So, I have to follow the rule. Let's go. En passant. Actually, when you are up on material, I have an extra piece. It's good to trade pieces. That's why I'm going for it. Now, I'm improving this bishop, activating it on this big diagonal, threatening a very important attack. Now, we also activate the rook. Remember, in the endgame, the rooks are so strong. In the second, if you are in the second rank, if you're black, or in the 7th rank, if you're playing with the white pieces, because there are lots of pawns here, lots of targets, and the rook is just attacking all of them at the same time. I was a bit confused about this move, because it's just not protecting the piece. I think my opponent is slowly collapsing. I'm also taking this pawn, then I will go to attack the f2 pawn, which is a weakness here, and we will also bring the other rook. There we go. I like that they're playing fast. We are going to take there as well. There is no way to protect that pawn. So, okay, they just resigned, because now we can take with the rook, and after rook takes, we take with the rook, and after rook takes, we're attacking even the other rook, and this is hopeless. Final game for today. We have the black pieces again, and we're playing Iran, right? Yes. E4, E5, these three. Okay, this is not such an ambitious opening. I think they just want to not play any opening at all. Or maybe they have something in mind. Because they are going for a sort of King's Gambit. Fine. Okay. I see. That's an interesting idea. That's fun. I will go with the knight there. And if you want to take, they can then control the center. But I believe they wasted an important tempo there. Even if they have the 2 pawns in front of the board, they've been wasting a little bit too much time. Will they go for this? No, PT. I think that would have been a huge mistake, because if they push this pawn, I don't go back. No. If you can go forward, always go forward. I can take this pawn and sacrifice the knight, because after pawn takes, I slide my queen here. And I think this tactic can be super powerful. After g3, I'm going to take with the knight there, and if the pawn takes, I take the rook. This could have been at least a possibility. Anyway, they went with the knight here. So what to do? I will protect with the bishop. Usually I don't like to be the first one to trade, and I think there are still some tactics going on here. For example, okay, this pawn is still not pushed. That's crazy. I might now go with the move d5 because there is still the same idea. The same exact idea. But the problem is that now if I play d5, I have to be sure that if the pawn takes, I'm going to sacrifice. Because if after this d4, I go back, there is a fork and I lost a piece. So I need to be sure. d5, so we have to calculate. d5 pawn here, I take this and we go with the queen to give a check. Now the king could also move. There is not just g3, but the king can also be moved, right? The king can go there, but that's mate. It's mate? No, the king is still this square. I have a knight here, but then I can develop my... Nah, that's not good. So d5, this, I sacrifice my bishop to give this check. The pawn pushes, I take here. Is there any way to attack the queen? Not really. If they move the rook away, I can give a check back. Now the king has to go up. I give a check. The king goes here. I go there. And this looks amazing. I also can just win the rook. Alright. And if the pawn takes after d5, pawn pushes, this, queen check, this, knight takes, pawn takes, we take the rook. And we have this position where my opponent has two pieces, and I have a rook. My rooks are not playing, but I have still the fact that this king is quite weak. I can go with the bishop there, attacking this bishop. I like this position. Let's go. d5. Now, my opponent could also just take back. And we did all that. But it was necessary to calculate that. And now we have a good position. We can take back with the knight or with the queen. Or with the... Yeah, if we take back with the queen, we don't have any more the dream. So I'll take back with the knight. I want to go still with the queen here to give this check and to show you guys why the f-pawn doesn't have to be pushed, except in the king's gambit. That's why. Because now the queen is giving this check, and once you see this tactic, you will never forget. What? Okay, the king is running away. I see, the king can also go there. I mean, this is already great for me, right? But the problem is that I don't have a mate. I don't have a checkmate. Please note that I can see. I might just castle. Also, one idea. I'm starting to calculate. So one idea could be to give a check there, but then the king can just go back. You know what? I might just castle here. Or develop this bishop there. Sorry, here. Yeah, they're not getting checkmated. I mean, the king is actually quite safe here. There are lots of pawns shielding. I don't think there is a way for us to strike. For now. I have this check, and then they have to cover like this. And then that pawn is starting to be weak. But again, I don't see a way to strike. So we go long castle. The idea is to bring the rook to the party. Let's go. Now, ooh. Already I see something now, because we can sacrifice this. And after queen takes, bam, spada-boom, spada-boom-bam-bam, spada-boom-bam-bam. Let's go. I'm giving away quite some pieces to take the queen, but the real reason is that I want to bring the king to the middle of the board to give mate. That's the point, because after this, they can actually take here. Yeah, I give this check, but they can actually take. And after this, they take with the king. So they actually took a rook and two pieces for the queen. But this king is naked. Naked in the middle of the board. So I will give mate. I hope. Now, don't tell me that I don't have mate. If I don't have checkmate, that's really bad. I mean, this move looks like super fun, but actually the king just go there. That's not supersonic. Check, 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 check. That's a problem, because if I give a check here, king here, check here, knight there, and then I don't have mate, because the king has still this square, and from there, I don't see a way to give mate. Oh, maybe b5 we could play. Okay, I will just take this pawn. I'll just take this pawn so that the king has less shield. Yeah, the knight out. That's super smart. But now I can give a check. Let's see where the king goes. Maybe winning the queen was a mistake. Because now I could take this and then give a check. I don't have a follow-up. I'll go with the rook here. I'm trying to bring the rook to the game and try to give mate. So I want to take there. Pawn takes. And then check. The king moves. And bing, boom, bam. The king can also move there. And then the bishop can cover. I think I don't have a mate anytime soon, so I have to try to keep control over this position. Material is completely equal because I have 2 pawn and a queen, so 11 points, in exchange of a rook and 2 minor pieces. But attention, because if I cannot give mate, this is going to be a problem. Now, if I take here, that would be amazing if they take back, but I think they're going to take this rook instead. Oh, my cheese macaroni. Oh, my cheese macaroni. All right, we take this pawn. I'm also running out of time now that I see. 2 minutes. Just 2 minutes. So I'm taking another pawn, and what I will try to do here is a desperate try to promote one of these pawns, because I don't think I will have mate anymore. No, I don't think so. Probably there was some sort of mistake there in the sacrifice. I didn't calculate well enough. Okay, let's push this. I need to start pushing these pawns. F5 and there. Now the queen is under attack. Let's play this move. So we are pinning the knight. Let's go. Push the pawn. Push the pawn. Yeah, the king is hiding there. I will go with the queen here. Now I'm really playing a little bit with fire, because suddenly there was a discovery attack with the knight, but now I'm just moving my queen, attacking the bishop. And if the knight just goes there, I can just take here, and after knight takes, I'm protecting. So that would be completely winning. There is this check. What? I think my opponent got confused here, because they thought maybe they have a fork. But they don't have a fork. And they saw a ghost there, I think. Because this was not just unnecessary, but is now completely losing. Wow. Just one move, completely collapsing. That's crazy. I'm taking also here. Now, yeah. We have those pawns that are just rolling. The F pawn is rolling off the deep. Na 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 na. Da 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 da. Maybe I can even win the rook. No, I can't. Okay, let's make the pawn promote. That's it. Bang. Now there will be quite some checks, but not for long. There is one more check and bang. End of the checks. Now we'll just push. Now there will be a few more checks. Actually, already on end of the check. There's a check with the pawn. We make another queen. Why not? Let's avoid the stalemate, please. Okay, this is mate in maximum 3 moves. Yeah, I think so. They might just resign as well. But 3 moves maximum. Okay, maybe 4. And GG's, they just left. By the way, it was mate in 4. 3 things about this game. 1, bishop d6 is a blunder because my opponent has too strong d4 right now before trading the knights. After this, there is a threat of the fork. There is no problem about this check. And I'm in trouble. Usually never put the bishop here because you want to be able to play the move d6 and d5 to attack the strong center. Number 2, for your information, the tactic that I was calculating in this position with the p sacrifice is actually leading to an equal position, slightly better for black. So here we give a check, the pawn pushes, now we take, the pawn has to take, and we take the rook. And in this position, we have a rook and a pawn, actually a rook and 2 pawns in exchange of 2 minor pieces. This is, in my opinion, is a very nice position for black because there is a move like bishop here incoming. The king is very quick to castle. This pawn is weak. This pawn is weak. So I like to play this board for black, but engine says this is a draw. Or equal, actually, equal. Number 3, I was actually completely winning. This sacrifice was right. But here I have to take this, give this check. This I calculated, and then I said, okay, once the king moved, it would be so amazing to have a rook there. That's why in this position, I played rook d6, which is a mistake. But here, even if I don't have the rook ready, once the king moves, I have another check, the king goes there, I have this check, the king goes there, and now I play this move. And it's beautiful, because there is not a rook coming. Well, if the rook goes here, I give this check, and then the king moves, and I think that's mate. There we go. Alright, hope you guys enjoyed those games. If yes, remember to like and subscribe. I would love to cross 100,000 subs by the end of the year. You can get it done by subbing. And thank you for watching. Ciao!